Welcome to Coffee and a Chat. I'm kind of liking it here. This chair rocks. And I like a good rocking chair. So I'm feeling pretty comfy and pretty grandma-y. But I wanted to share with you guys, I found something that I wrote like 15 years ago. Or thereabouts. Close enough. And I think it's kind of funny. Because, well, let me read it to you. So it says, with fall in full swing, I've been out in our yard gathering seeds from my flowers for next year. It amazes me how one seed produces one plant with around 40 flowers on it. As each flower reaches full maturity and dies, I'm able to collect maybe 30 seeds per flower to plant next year, more than I will have room for, so I'll be sharing seeds with others. I'm turning 50 this year, and having had a rather challenging year anyway, I am very aware of my age. But as I gather my seeds today, I am reflecting over the years that God has given me so far. I hope that I have bloomed and been a blessing in other people's lives. For all the blooms I have had, I pray that seeds have been gathered to keep the blessing going. There have been a lot of disappointments and a lot of joys in my life. But what does it really matter if it hasn't birthed anything useful into the lives of others? I thank God for all He's given me. And when my final breath is released, taking me from this life to His presence, I long to see a smile on His face, saying I've done well with what I was given, and that my life has made a difference that will carry on long after I'm gone. I just thought that was really cool when I found that. I'm going through some old papers and stuff and trying to downsize, clean out, simplify, all of that. And I'm like, that was 15 or so years ago that I wrote this, but it really speaks to where I'm at right now, because that's my heart's desire right now. And that thought that every time you're able to bless another person, that's like a bloom on your plant. And that bloom should be producing a lot of seed that can then be shared into other lives, so that you have this legacy that just keeps on going. I like the pay it forward kind of idea, but in life, I go back in my life and I tell you about, my parents. I tell you about my grandparents. I tell you about my great-grandparents. All these different people, teachers that I've had, youth pastors I've had, friends I've had, all these people back in my life, and how different ones made an impact in a different place in my life. And then how that made a change in my life, and then it affected how I did things and what happened, and and it just keeps on going. I knew this man that was an older gentleman, and he was struggling with anger. He struggled with it his whole life. Well, who was he angry at? He was angry at his dad, because his dad struggled with anger and took it out on him. And who was he angry with? His dad, because his dad was angry and took it out on him. And who was he angry with? His, and it's like this guy, he is like, you can trace it way back in my family. Father after father after father, angry at their father and taking it out on their son, who became a father, who was angry at their father and took it out on their son, who became a father, and on it went. And he said, one day it dawned on him, this was not the legacy he wanted to be leaving. Now, his sons were grown, and they were having their struggles from what he did. So he told me he did two things. Well, three. First, he talked to the Lord about it and said, I got to get rid of this anger and let God deliver him from that anger. Then he went to his sons and he apologized to them and told them, look, this is an iniquity that has passed down our family, and you don't want to do this same thing that I did to you. You don't want to do to your sons. You have the opportunity to change this, to stop it, so it doesn't just keep going down the family line. And so after he apologized to them, then he said he went and sat at his father's grave and cried like a baby and told his father that he forgave him for all the things he'd done to him in anger. And that's that negative legacy. But yet it's a picture of how what goes around comes around, and how what we do with our lives impacts other people. Now, having a negative impact on somebody, that's the easy thing to do. That's when you just let it all go crazy and you don't even try, when you don't think about it. Actually being rotten can come pretty natural to us in our humanity. Being human, anyway. Maybe not our humanity, but in being a human being. I don't want to leave a bad legacy. I would rather that my life is one where I'm sowing seeds of blessings into other people's lives so that they'll sow those seeds that come out of that of blessing into others, and on and on. And I'm not talking, because a lot of times when we talk about sowing seeds of blessing, everybody gets all hung up on money, and that and getting wealthy. You guys, that's so not important. We'll be talking about that in the future. But what is important is kindness. It's love. It's joy. It's peace. It's patience. It's goodness. It's faithfulness. It's gentleness. It's self-control. Those fruits of the Spirit, those 9 fruits that are listed, those are the seeds of blessing that we should be sowing into other people's lives and helping them then to do the same. And you take one flower that produces 30 seeds, and you plant those 30 seeds, and 30 flowers come up, and each one of those puts on 30 more, so you multiply the 30 by 30, and that's only if they only produce one flower. It multiplies really, really fast. It makes a difference really, really fast. So when I die, see, I was already thinking this. I mean, this is what I'm doing, is I'm trying to leave my legacy. I'm trying to show kindness to others. I'm trying to minister where I can minister and help where I can help, and share these stories of the testimonies of the things God's done in my life, through good things and through when I wasn't, even through my failures, okay? To put it there, to share with you. And in result, I'm already seeing things. A man that got hold of me and said, you know what? I have always run this cycle in life of, I'm walking with God, then I'm backsliding. Then I'm walking with God, then I'm backsliding. Then I'm walking with God, then I'm backsliding. He goes, and it's just this ongoing cycle. And now I'm encouraged. It's time for that to stop. Because I had said something about, now it's every day from this point forward, I want it to count for Jesus. And he goes, that's what I want. So I'm trying to break that cycle. No more of this backsliding and then following Jesus. We're just going to follow Jesus from this point forward and just get better every day. And then another gal said, you know what? Never really liked God. Never really wanted him in my life. I was mad at him about some stuff. And now I listen to your testimonies. And this is nothing to do with me. This is what we can all accomplish for the Lord. Is when we share our testimonies, and then it causes a person to say, you know what? That makes me want to have God in my life. I mean, there's nothing better that I could hear from somebody. And, or somebody else going, you know what? My faith has really been lagging. I've been, I was trusting God for something, and now I've been really discouraged and giving up. And yeah, something you said now makes me go, you know what? God's not giving up on me. Why am I giving up on him? So I'm trusting him again. I'm going to trust him for this. Somebody else. I understand what you're saying, Angie. Thinking maybe you're of no use anymore. Been having the same struggle myself. But you know what? If you're useful to God, then Why can't I be? I think I'm going to start looking for how he might want to use me. And so, that's the fruit that we want to share. And I'm not saying that to say I'm doing something right, because you guys, I probably do more things wrong than I ever do right. I am not professional. I am not polished. I'm not doing these, I'm just being raw and real, because I want you to hopefully know that wherever you are in life and wherever you are in your story and your journey with God, there's something to share. You have something to share out of your life that's going to encourage somebody else. You have something to share that will help you get where you need, or help them get where they need to go, or you know what I'm saying. Get it all backwards. See, nothing special here. Nothing great here. I mean, sometimes I'm less than ordinary. And I'm a bird dogger to boot. But don't hold back. If God is telling you to go do something, go do it. When you have an opportunity to sow into somebody's life, sow into it, to give them a kind word, to be kind to them when they're expecting you to lose your cool, like the story I shared before this one. Be the person that God created you to be. See, I talk a lot. You didn't figure that out, did you? I know people that can out-talk me, though. Don't get me wrong. But I talk. And I've had people give me a hard time about it. And I remember one day I was sitting there. Somebody had kind of said some unkind things to me because they thought I was talking too much. And it hurt my feelings. And it shut me down. And I was like, Lord, I do. I'm always talking. Why do I talk so much? And it's like, because I got something to say. Maybe I don't feel heard. And so here's the beauty of YouTube. If you think I talk too much, just flip it off and go to some other channel. It doesn't have to get all personal. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I know some people don't want to listen to me. But then there's other people that it is ministering to them. It is speaking to them. And that's who I'm here for, right? I'm here for the ones that it'll make a difference in their lives. And the ones that it doesn't move them or do anything, well, there's somebody else out here on YouTube that has a channel that will. So I know I can't speak to everybody in the world and have everybody in the world go, oh, aha, that's amazing. No. But even if there's just one person, that's enough. If there's two, that's awesome. If there's three, the more there is, that's great and pretty amazing. But I know how I am. I know I'm going to be meeting with a friend, and we're going to get together once a week to study the Word. And so, we prayed together the other day, and I told, and as I was praying for her, and I said, Lord, help me not to overwhelm her, because I'm like this racehorse that's been locked up in the stall for a while, and somebody finally opened the starting gate, and I'm ready to go. That's just who I am, because I'm excited and I'm enthusiastic, but sometimes you got to reel it back a little, so you don't overwhelm the other person. It's okay. I am who God created me to be, and I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm the cup of tea for the person that He sent me to. So it's all good. I may get this wrong, but YouTube doesn't always tell me who's subscribed, but occasionally they'll say, hey, you've got a new subscriber and it's this person, right? So I got a notification the other day that you have a new subscriber, and it's Nissa. I think that's, I asked my husband, I go, how would you say this name? And he said Nissa. And I said, okay, then that's what I'm going to say, so that if it's wrong, it'll be your fault and not mine. And so he's like, okay, go for it. So Nissa, and I think your channel that you've got down is the Self-Love Coach. I think I got it right. If you're watching, you'll know I mean you. And if I got it right, I hope people go check your channel out. I went and checked it out. And you've got like 4 videos up, I think. And So I watched all of them, and I subscribed to your channel after I listened to the one, because you've got one where there's not a picture on the screen, it's just your voice, but you're saying all this stuff about, if you don't feel that you're worthy, or maybe you've blown it too bad and God could never use you, and it's just really encouraging about, and loving who you are and how God made you, and sharing your story and doing what God's put on your heart to do, and not holding back because you're afraid you can't do it, or you're not good enough to do it, or whatever. I can't remember exactly how it was, but I listened to it and I'm like going, yes, that's exactly how I feel about it. That's exactly what I'm one of the things I'm hoping people get out of my channel. I love this. And so, so I watched all of them and I subscribed, and I hope some other people will pick up from this. And I'll try to remember and see if I can get the real name. I don't know how to do links and stuff like that. Someday I'll learn, but I can put the name of your channel. So I'll go and look and see if I can find it and make sure I get it right. Because I'm hoping that a bunch of people see this and will go check your channel out, because I think you've really got something there. And I think that God can really use you making simple videos and sharing what God's sharing with you, and sharing it with them, and sharing your story, because it looks like you have a pretty awesome story. So I'm hoping you put out a bunch more videos. And if you do, I'll know, because I hit the notification bell. Yes, I did. I did it right. But I'm hoping that you go forward with what God started on this, because I think you got something there. And don't be worried or think that it's got to be all professional or start out or anything. I mean, when you first start on anything, we all just kind of bumble around, and that's where we learn. And I mean, even now, I haven't been on here for even quite 2 months, but I can look at videos I do now versus what I first did. And already I'm like, oh my word. I was so excited about those first ones, but it's like, oh, those should be redone, but I'm not going to redo them. They are what they are. But, we progress and we learn and we grow. And so 2 months from now, where am I going to be? How much, more comfortable am I going to be? What more is God going to do? We just have to take that first step and just do it, and just keep on going and let God do whatever he's going to do with your channel. And I know others that are, right now playing with the idea of starting YouTube channels just to share the story that God's given them, because each one of us has a story and we have different aspects in our story. And I had shared about my friend Nora on another video, and how I miss being able to go have coffee with her, because Nora's a little bit older than me, only by like maybe 10 years, I think. It's not a lot. But she's already been through things that I was going through, and I was feeling like I didn't think I could get through it. And to sit there with Nora, have a cup of coffee, and have her share with me how God took her through these difficulties, and going, okay, I can do this. And it would encourage me and give me that strength that I needed to take the next step, to keep on moving forward, that all hope was not gone, and I had not come to the end, and I wasn't going to, go under on this, but that God was going to pull me through, that if he took Nora through, he'll take me through, because he doesn't love Nora more than me. I mean, she's more lovable than I am and way cuter, but God loves us all the same. So whatever he's done for me, he can do for you, and whatever he's done for you, he can do for that person over there. So yeah, you guys that are on the fence and just thinking about it, and don't worry about getting all your ducks in a row. Just start and see what God will do. All right, that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for everybody that's subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please, if you enjoy these videos, hit that subscription and share the videos with people you think it'll bless. Leave me comments. I love the comments. I read all of them. If you want to talk to me more privately, my email is in the description of this video. And what else? Oh yeah, hit that like button. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later.